Thank you all for being here. I sometimes neglect to say how much respect I have for all of you. I'm so busy getting after something that I forget to tell you. So let me do that before I get after something. Admiral Greenert, I'm dismayed about the Fat Leonard scandal. I am dismayed because it rips at the fabric of honor and integrity that defines our military. And one of the things that I have tried to do since I was allowed to join this important committee is make sure when we have those moments that the consequences go to the very top instead of hanging out at the middle or the bottom, which has sometimes occurred when there is a scandal like this. So what I would like you or Secretary Mabus to speak to the accountability of those at the top of the chain of command for this conduct that occurred on their watch.
The Leonard Francis scandal, is that?
Correct.
Well, Senator, we're going to hold people accountable that that violated either the law or Navy ethics, and I've already issued letters of censure to 3 admirals, 1 3-star, 2 2-star admirals. The 2 2-stars elected to retire. The 3-star had already decided to retire. One thing, though, that I think is important about this situation is that the reason this was uncovered is that we set up financial tripwires that Glenn Defense Marine Asia, GDMA, went across. And so red flags were raised. NCIS investigated this for 3 years with no leaks. During that investigation, found that an NCIS agent was furnishing Mr. Francis with information that they set up some false information to him, and it led to Mr. Francis believing that the investigation had been shut down. It allowed us to arrest him on American soil. He has implicated a number of naval personnel. We are at on the timetable of the U.S. Attorney's Office in San Diego in terms of how quickly we get to these things, and that's been a frustration because we have, it's taken a long time. But I've set up a consolidated disposition authority, so if somebody was found not to be criminally not liable, we're taking a look at them to see if they violated Navy ethics. We're stepping up ethics training for COs, XOs, people in areas of responsibility. We've completely overhauled our procurement requirements and regulations in terms of husbanding these services that GDMA provided. We're auditing that on a routine basis. And one thing I do want to say, though, is that you can have all the ethics training in the world. If somebody doesn't know it's wrong to steal, somebody doesn't know it's wrong to take a bribe, they miss something at home.
Right.
And what we have to do is set up a system that will catch them and will hold them accountable. And you're right, it's up and down the chain. And I think that by the first actions, I not only took the actions to censor 3 admirals, I've taken 2 more from access to classified information based on allegations. I don't know if those allegations are correct yet, but in order to protect the integrity of the service. Finally, Senator, unique among the services, when we make a change in command, when we do something to a senior officer, a CO, or a flag officer, we announce it. We try to be completely transparent about this. partly is because of what we can, the learning effect that we'll have on other people, but partly because people need to know what's happening in the service. We have not seen the numbers go up, but because we announce it, we tend to get more scrutiny.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you all have done this. I wanted you to know I'm very interested in how all of this shakes out, and if there's anything I can do to prod the U.S. Attorney into doing justice in the most efficient and effective and time-sensitive way, let me know. I don't have much time left. I do want to ask a couple of questions that you all can respond on the record for me at a later date, because I don't want to hold up Senator from Alaska. But one is obviously the electronic capability platform as it relates to the growlers. I know you testified last week, Admiral, about a shortage of 2 to 3 squadrons. I'm very concerned about that. I would be concerned about that if these amazing aircraft were not built in St. Louis, because the capability of the electronic battlefield that we face now, and I would like you to respond to what I'm worried that this joint study that's going on now won't be completed in time for us to really evaluate whether the needs jointly even exceed what you have said, which is 2 to 3 squadrons in terms of a shortfall. So that I need on the record. And for you, General Dunford, I'd like an updating on how the realigning of Guam is going. You know, this is something that we've worked on in this committee, and when I used to chair readiness, this was something we talked about a lot. If you would get to the committee and specifically to my office, where we are with the realignment of Guam and what the situation is on that, I would be very appreciative.
We'll get that information to you, Senator. Thank you.
I know everybody's covered sequestration before I got here, but for what every other senator said about sequestration, me too. Thank you.